What's up, everybody? Max Lock back again with another video. Today we are loaded up. It's Saturday. We're heading down to Jenkins, Missouri for the Ozark Mountain Shootout. It is round 4 of the MHS series, and it's new property. Last year it was the Lone Pine. I guess that's what it's been in years previous, and then that was my favorite track last year. And then this year they moved properties down the road a little ways, and so we got somewhere completely new to ride, so that'll be fun. Huge shout out to Royal Construction. Boss worked a little magic, talked to the big bosses, higher ups, and we got to use this truck last round and this round to haul the bike and pull the camper. So huge shout out to them for letting us use the truck, and that came in clutch. It's been awesome pulling it with it, and plenty of room up here on the flatbed to haul all the stuff and the generator and everything. So pretty big deal, pretty stoked on that. The bike, got it lined out, running a lot better. It was ordered a JD jetting kit and their mid-carb gasket. I took the carb part and the gasket in the middle was bad. It's very common on these Mikunis. Got a new one of those from JD. It's stronger, better, supposed to not fall apart like those did. Jetted it per the JD jetting kit for our elevation, which is less than 2,000 feet. Obviously we're not in the mountains or anything, being in Missouri. And got a rebuild from Mikuni through JD jetting as well, and this thing is 1,000 times better. Mess with the clip position on the needle a little bit just to kind of clean it up some. I might eat these words, but this thing has never ran this good ever. So pretty stoked on that. Looks like it's gonna be a mudder. It's supposed to rain. It's raining there now currently. It's like what is it, it's almost 8 a.m. getting ready to head out here. So it's raining down there now, so it's gonna be wet, and then it's supposed to rain tomorrow pretty much morning, and then again in the midday through the afternoon, maybe some heavy stuff. So we'll see. The forecast keeps on changing. Of course, it's summertime showers, so never know. And of course there's a race somewhere in June or May. Anytime you do that, April, whatever, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. If you need rain somewhere, schedule an off-road event of some kind, it'll for sure rain. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll get to the riding and racing. They're doing a Stasic race tonight, so I'm gonna put the GoPro on Theo, and we'll see how he does doing his first Stasic race. So pretty excited, ready to get down there and get after it this weekend. Okay, so in the lead up video, or kind of the morning before the race, I said in there, it's probably gonna bite me, something along those lines, about talking about how good the bike was running for this race. So here it is, and it's got its tail up, you know. So went out on the practice lap, Jake and I did, and something seemed really off with it. It just, like, I mean, as soon as we took off, it was very, I don't know, it kind of sounded like a 4-stroke in a way, and just wasn't quite running right. It seemed like it was really loading up, and was way too rich. And I knew from, like, the moment we took off, I was like, something is wrong. And I wasn't wearing the GoPro, so there's no footage of it, but we got a few miles into the practice lap, and I stopped this a couple times, I think 2 or 3, and I adjusted the idle screw, or the air screw, I guess it is. And I kept on, like, playing with it, thinking that maybe it was just off. It was very humid, something like that. And the bike just ran horrible the whole time, horrible. So I was like, okay, something's off. And then it finally died. Fouled the plug out, changed the plug, burnt the shit out of my arm changing it in the woods. Ended up getting towed out. Luckily I was not too far from an area where there was like a side-by-side trail, and I'd sat there for a while trying to start the bike. Jake had, you know, I told him to go on. There wasn't anything else, you know, he could do. You know, we only had limited tools down in the woods. Watched some people ride by, was real mad, and, you know, whatever. Didn't help anything, obviously, so got moving again. Walked up the trail back the way we came, because I thought I had seen a side-by-side trail kind of off to the side. And sure enough, there were some guys there working the track, some sweepers, and they said, yeah, we got somebody coming for you. We knew that you were broke down. he's like, right over this hill if you can get your bike over there. So anyway, we got went and got towed out. Not really a long way to say I got towed out. Got towed out, got back to the pits. I thought it was the float still, and got the bike torn down and adjusted the float. It seemed like, I don't know why, but to me, I just was like, that's got to be it. I was really stuck on this float thing. Like, I'm like, man, it didn't seem right, you know, and I kept on adjusting it. Got it to start one time, and then it never fired back up, and I didn't end up racing. So, big bummer, didn't end up racing, kind of the round that never happened. Seeing the video, like Jake's video now, really bummed, because even the track that I did ride was a lot of fun. The bike just ran like shit, but the track was so much fun. Cool piece of property, cool that it was new. They had like that rock ledge jumping there and stuff. It was a neat piece of property. Really wish I could have raced it, but it is what it is. Didn't get to, so hopefully it's the only round this happens this year, because that'll be my drop. Did not finish. Anyway, get back home, still messing with it, can't get it to run, get it to start, but then it like floods itself, and I just never could mess with it. I thought it was a float, got a new float, ended up, that was not it. So I found what I think's the culprit. We got the part coming. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that. I was trying to get the camera to come on. So these are my reeds, and I don't know, something just was like, dig a little deeper. I don't know how that's picking that up, because I can't see it, but hopefully it's picking up. There's a big old chunk missing out of that reed. So it's in my broken parts little collection there off this frickin' bike that I can't ever seem to get 100% right. Broken reed. So got a new reed cage coming. I don't know. Hopefully that does it. Sucks because the bike's really good and I've been feeling good. Like, you know, I say the bike's really good. These 300s, this generation, people really seem to love them. I've had nothing but bad luck with this one. And it's just simply luck. I mean, it's just dirt bike stuff, right? I mean, it's the way it goes. You know, it's a 10-year-old bike, almost. It's gonna need maintenance. It's gonna need things repaired. The reeds are gonna go bad. I mean, that's a V-Force 4 reed cage there. I mean, they go bad, right? It's got common carburetor issues that people fix that I now have fixed. So like, hopefully we're getting somewhere with it. But definitely feeling like should have just bought the bike I wanted over the winter. And then I demoed it down there. So they had a demo day, which was a lot of fun. MPS, Marionville Power Sports put it on, and it was they had the only two bikes I rode, the only ones I really wanted to ride were the KTM 350, which I absolutely loved. It was the XCF. It's a 2025 model. We'll see. Maybe we'll end up with one of those in the shop here soon, hopefully. And I also rode the Yamaha YZ 250 FX. Now Yamaha's put a ton of money in advertising for this bike, and I think that's really cool that Yamaha's doing that. And I think that it's really cool that they're leaning into the off-road community. They're also the only ones who have continued to make two-strokes, and people really like that. And like, for me, I rode that 250 FX and absolutely hated it. Absolutely hated it. It felt like junk. A lot of the things that people say they really like about it, I thought felt horrible. People say they love the suspension, I thought it felt weird. I thought the front end felt weird. I thought it felt very heavy and like unable to maneuver. There, like this little demo loop that they had, it was basically like in the edge of a field that was cut for a little loop, you know, pretty safe. But there was like, you know, a rooty section and like, you know, a couple little ditches and stuff that you could definitely get a feel for a bike. You were allowed 2 laps. Rode that 350, jumped on it, felt right at home. It's KTM. I love the way this thing feels ergonomically, so that kind of made sense. And then jumped on that 250 FX, and I don't know, like riding up to the section, like through the field, I was like, oh, okay, you know, this thing feels all right. It's a little weird, feels like Yamaha. I don't really like them, but feels like Yamaha. and then got in there and just absolutely was like, ugh. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't like it. And the more I think about it, it's the suspension side of it. The power felt weird to me. Now, of course, 2 laps and somebody else was just riding it and I jumped on it. It's not like I got any time to tune anything or kind of like get it to my liking. But I don't know what map it was in. The KTM, I switched between both maps because I'd already kind of known about them and like which one was which. So I switched between them. And the like hard map was, boy, she hit, and you could really feel it. The soft map was soft, and that was kind of nice because it was a little wet and loose and like wet and loose. And it was, it helped with that, like kind of tame the power down a little bit. So I really like that. The Yamaha was in whatever map I got it in. I didn't try changing it because I didn't really know how to do it. And it felt really flat. It felt like it didn't have any power. It felt like, and I know everybody says this, but it was loud. Like, dadgum, I like loud stuff. Maybe I'm getting older or something, but it wasn't like a good, like, exhaust loud. It was like just noise. It was really loud noise, almost like a vacuum. I'm assuming from the airbox being up high. So, anyway, all that to say, I hated the Yamaha. If you have one and love it, that's awesome. I'm not talking shit on them. I think it's cool that Yamaha's really pushing into the off-road community. For me, I did not like it. So that's a me thing. Anyway, I'm saying all that to say, I didn't get to race. We got stuck in the truck trying to hook back up to the camper, and it was sucked because it was a really cool round, but it was a junk weekend for me. So a lot of time and effort went into it, and Theo kept on saying the whole time, my son, that we were going down there to watch him race, and I was like, yeah, we are, but and it was a Stasic race, fun stuff for the kids, and it wasn't anything too serious, and he got a medal, and he really thinks he did something, and he did. He went out there and had fun. But I kept on telling him, like, oh, Dad's gonna race too. He kept on saying I wasn't, so I guess I should have freaking listened. He knew what the deal was. But anyway, that's a really long-winded way to say my reads are what's messed up. I think my carb's tuned in, right? We'll see. And hopefully, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Really wanting to get that 4-stroke. Should have got a 4-stroke anyway, because that's what I wanted. I liked, before the KDX, I don't have any video or anything of it, but before the KDX, I had a CRF 250R that was arena cross bike. So the gearing was really tall on it to give it a lot of torque. And the suspension was pretty stiff. It was not a woods bike at all, but it's what I had at the time. And I absolutely loved the way that thing rode, the power of it, everything. The way it sounded, the way, I don't know, there's just something about that 4-stroke hit that I really, really like. The KDX was a lot of fun. This thing's a lot of fun. But whenever I sold the KDX and got this, I really should have been more patient and got a 350. Because I think that's what I want. So I'll probably get that, and then I'll probably hate that, and then I'll realize that I just need to be a better rider, and that would make all of this way better. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's the update. That's the deal. Wanted to have some kind of video for this round because I've been doing the whole series of going to these races and stuff. So I'm also going to do a video with Theo on his Stasic race. So check out the Stasic race video. If you made it to the end of this, or I'm not sure how I'll break it up, but if you made it through all of me rambling, that's awesome. Give me a thumbs up, a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you at the next round.